E3's over.
Finally. Thought it would never end.
It came and went. It shouldn't have gone that quickly, and let me turn down my fan. Keep it going. Introduce it.
How unprofessional. Well, welcome to the Orange Peripheral, episode 13. Last episode we talked about what could happen at E3. Now we've forgotten about what we thought would happen, and E3's actually happened. Let's talk about what actually happened.
Well, I think you and I pretty much hit the nail on the head as far as who was going to end up winning. And,
Maybe.
we were wrong about a lot of stuff, and that's a good thing and a bad thing.
We certainly were. Yeah.
You said you wanted to run down just through all the conferences and talk about those?
Yeah. We'll just go down each of the conferences in chronological order, and then we'll end up with the best and worst and our final thoughts, and then you're free to go.
Let me just preface this with something. Game developers, save some secrets for the show!
No shit! My god. Everyone was just spilling shit left and right the week before E3. It's like, why pay thousands of dollars to have a booth at E3 when we can just take the cheap route and just, announce it ourselves?
Now, I will say, some people got cheated out of their leaks, like Nintendo and Super Smash Bros. Somebody is a jackass.
Yeah.
And leaked all that days before the announcement. That
does kind of suck.
blows so much. That's not fair.
Kind of like when they leaked, like when the original roster was leaked.
Yeah, that's not fair.
The 3D, yeah, it does kind of suck, but I still bought all the DLC
Although,
anyway.
I will say, even though we knew what was coming,
didn't change
there was still
anything,
a lot of awesome stuff that was coming. And that was a theme of this year's E3. No waiting. Pretty much half the conferences said, oh, by the way, you can play it now. You can get this right now.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
It is a very good thing.
It's like, here's some stuff we can entice you with in 2016, because that seemed to be a running trend in the conferences. 2016 is when all this cool shit will be happening. But for right now, absolutely right now, literally, you can have this free-to-play crap that'll tide you over until something meatier comes by.
Exactly. So, I think the official start of E3 was actually Nintendo's Direct, where it was all about the Smash Brothers. Let's talk 3 new DLC characters. You can get them right now. And that was a train wreck. That was like trying to get an amiibo on opening day. I can make that joke because I've actually done it.
Well, I got it a couple of days ago, so I waited a little bit. So, I mean, what's your guys' problem?
What did you think of it? What do you think of the new DLC characters? We'll go through this real quick.
Love them.
Yeah? Lucas plays like he did in the Wii version. Roy
plays like he did in Melee, and Ryu! Oh! I love fucking playing as Ryu. It is so much fun, my god.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Sakurai went the extra mile and implemented old school moves in Ryu and Super Smash Bros. So instead of pressing like right and B, you can actually input the command of down, right and right, and use the action button, and you can throw a Hadouken. It's awesome.
His Hurricane Kick is a great edge guarder, and you can take out like 3 people at a time by doing your running A. It's, oh my god.
He is a very good fighter. I thought he was going to be overly complicated. Nah, he's pick up and play good.
He is so much fun to play as. Thank you, Sakurai. Fucking thank you. My god.
So that begs the question, who the hell is next?
Is there anybody next? I mean,
well,
you look at the 3DS version. That thing is stuffed.
That thing is stuffed. But, you know what I noticed in the 3DS version?
What's that?
You know how we could pick up the new stages also on that same day? They had a little arrow pointing you to the next part of the stages. I wonder if they'll do that with characters.
Maybe.
Or maybe they'll just make everybody's picture smaller.
That could happen. That'd be more likely, actually. But who knows? We'll see. Maybe it'll just scroll.
Oh, yeah! Shovel Knight. I'm sorry, that I have a random tick that makes me shout out my most wanted Smash Brothers character whenever we talk about it.
What is it about our podcast that always seems to gravitate towards fucking Super Smash Brothers?
Because we love good fighting games.
We do.
And I'm,
yes.
I'm still sore over my copy of Dead or Alive 5 last round not working on my X-Bone.
Well, let's not worry about your X-Bone or Super Smash. Let's talk about E3 2015.
Sure. So, Bethesda somehow got their own conference on Sunday. Before the entire show started, Bethesda was first. It is their very first conference. And did you happen to watch any of it?
Not really. I just happened to check out the announcements, which were kind of small, I guess. But that's okay. That's okay because it's their first year and it's their first press conference and they have a lot of stuff to show off.
Right. So Bethesda, for never having done a conference, they did pretty good as their first one. So, they announced the obvious ones like Elder Scrolls Online is getting an expansion. They started out with Doom, which I thought was that should have been the exit. It should have exited with Doom, but the way they exited was still amazing. I don't know how they pulled that out. But, more Dishonored, which was pretty cool, and they're re-releasing Dishonored 1 for the next-gen consoles so you can play it and then play the sequel, which I've always been interested in Dishonored. Looked like fun.
I haven't played much of it. I mean, it was a free PlayStation Plus download. I have it on my PS3 right now, but I just haven't had the time to throw it in.
Well, you're not out anything if you end up not liking it.
I suppose not. I just haven't had the chance to play it.
Doom?
It looks neat.
It does look neat, but I made a joke about this in my own E3 video saying, please don't let it be generic, please and thank you. It looks kind of boring.
Well, maybe, but
maybe
they're trying to capture that Doom feeling again. It looks like there's going to be a lot of running and gunning. Maybe it'll just be fluid and smooth and go real nice, because it makes good shooters now.
Yes, and now that Bethesda has the reins of the Doom franchise, it should be at least better than Doom 3. And did you notice the green filter that was all over that game? I hope they get rid of that, or have the option to get rid of it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an option to turn down the HUD details like you could in Metroid Prime.
That would be nice, because somebody posted a before and after screenshot where they showed regular gameplay and then they took that filter off, and it looks like old school Doom. And
so maybe you could turn that off. That'd be a really good thing to do, because I'd bring up Metroid Prime because that was 2002 and now it's 2015. So chop chop.
Yeah, get on that, Bethesda. That's a really good idea. And they're way out the door. Bethesda, the way they went out the door is Fallout 4. That was a good idea, because that was half of their conference.
Yeah, I don't care about Fallout 4 too much though. The only thing I cared about was Elder Scrolls 6.
You'll have to wait like 2 more years, I think.
I will wait then.
Now, Fallout 4, I didn't want it either, because I barely played 3. Still have it around here somewhere, and I still haven't picked it up, but Fallout 4 is kind of convincing me towards the dark side. I actually want to play this one.
Yeah, me too, because, I saw the trailer. It looked nice, and it looks like there's actually some fucking color in it, because that was the one thing I hated so much about Fallout 3. Yeah, I get the fact that it's a post-apocalyptic wasteland and all that, but there's no color. Now, it looks like that they're brightening up the color like they did from Gears 1 to Gears 2.
Yes.
If you catch my point.
They're bringing back a soul into the game. It's not just a soulless husk. And the way they presented...
I'll pick it up if nothing else interests me.
Yeah. The way they introduced it, so they brought out Fallout 4, they showed you all the cool shit you can do in the game, and then they went mobile? Yeah, they released like a new mobile game. iPhone only so far. They're reaching Android later, but it's a free-to-play game, and this goes into that theme. You can play it right now, as you wait for Fallout 4, which is coming out this year, and that is the thing that shocked me the most. It's coming out this November. Like, we just heard about it.
Good luck on that one.
Yeah, everything is coming out in November.
Everything always comes out in November.
Yeah, because I think that's close to the end of the fiscal year, so they need to make that money, and they are going to make that money.
That's not the fiscal year, that's in April. This is the holiday year.
Oh, yeah. That's all the Christmas presents and everything. Makes too much sense.
Oh yeah, just in time for Black Friday so they can sell as much as they can. This is strategy, man, especially with Call of Duty coming out.
Have you looked at the calendar for this year? This is a little off topic, but Black Friday is on December 1st this year. Edit point. For those of you who just looked at your calendar to see if I was right or not, I was wrong. There, I just saved you a few seconds. Back to the show.
How ironic.
That's really funny to me. So this is going to be an interesting year because stuff is actually coming out.
We'll get to that. And speaking of stuff coming out, let's say we move on from Bethesda, who has stuff coming later, to Microsoft.
Hi, Microsoft. I missed you.
Now, Microsoft was actually the only press conference that I actually saw.
I'm so sorry. I
only saw like half their press conference because I was just not up to press conferences this year, man. Just not up to it. I didn't feel like I didn't want to sit through the E3 voice because there's only so much of that fucking E3 voice that can take so much. You know what I'm talking about? It's like,
oh, yeah.
We here at Game Company name are looking to bring on the best buzzworthy terms for the consumer here at E3. World exclusive!
Yeah, there was a lot of that. Microsoft thought they had like world exclusive stuff or exclusively on Xbox when it's coming out on the other consoles later.
You know what terrified me more than anything about that conference?
The car.
No, seeing the Dark Souls 3 trailer and then thinking, oh god, is it an Xbox One exclusive?
I don't think so.
It is not.
It is not. As far as their lineup, as Microsoft's lineup, they actually had more to show than anybody else in the show.
I think they did, surprisingly, I'm smacking myself in disbelief, they did okay this year.
They did really well. They actually had stuff.
I gotta applaud them. They did really, really well. They had some powerhouse announcements, namely backwards compatibility. Holy shit! PS4 isn't even thinking about that yet, and they're already saying we can trick the Xbox One into thinking that the Xbox 360 disc is an Xbox One disc. You know, it's probably not going to be a lot of games automatically, but they're going to get there. You know, free of charge. That's fine. That's great. Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm looking at a list of everything that Microsoft did, and starting out with backwards compatibility, that was a very good choice. So good on you. And then you actually read into the story. Apparently there's a small list of games that are backwards compatible as soon as this update rolls out. But they're all like downloadable games and only like 3 console games from the beginning of the 360's life cycle. So it's going to take a long time for every single game to be backwards compatible. But just the fact that they are doing it should have been done in the first place, but whatever.
That's more than what Sony's doing. Right.
But we'll get to Sony in a bit later. So, Plants vs. Never mind. I don't even want to talk about that.
I want to talk about it. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2!
Save it for EA.
Or the same... okay, fine.
Save it for EA. Trust me, they did worse. Let's see. Dark Souls 3.
The Rare Collection.
The Rare Collection, which looks cool.
That's the other powerhouse announcement they had. And it was like, wow, that's great. 10,000 gamer scores, so you know people are going to love that. They're like full versions of the games too. That's fantastic.
Yeah, the way they advertised it, and by the way, Rare brought back their old logo for this, 30 games for $30. Like
you can't get better than that.
No, you can't.
Impossible to get better than that. That is a damn good deal, and it makes me think, shit, maybe I should consider getting an Xbox One now.
You can wait.
Then I remembered, yeah, I can wait.
You can wait. And then Rare came out with a new MMO for a pirate MMO or whatever. I believe it's an MMO because you can see everybody's name and what have you, but it looks... I need more. Let's say that.
I think they're tossing their hat into the online Minecraft scene, you know what I'm saying?
I hope that's not where they're going, because that's a bad idea.
So are a lot of things that they were doing, like Project Spark.
That wasn't Rare, I don't think.
That wasn't Rare?
No, that was not Rare. But
what was Conker doing in it?
The company behind it is owned by Microsoft, so they can use assets whenever they want.
Buttholes.
I think it was helped by Rare, but that Project Spark is not Rare's.
Okay, my bad then.
It probably should have. Then I might actually want Project Spark just to play that Conker game, which I know is soulless and betrayal and whatever. I'm bitter, okay?
I didn't really pay attention to most of the other games that Microsoft announced because they were mostly racers and shooters.
Yep, that car segment, that was emotionally draining.
That car segment.
That was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Hey, let's bring out the owner of Ford to show you this car, this real-life car we are putting in the middle of the stage, and oh, by the way, it's some racing game. Who gives a fuck? Really?
You want a damn good press conference, you have a contest. Whoever is at the top of the racing, of the leaderboards for the whatever circuit at the end of the year on December 31st, 2015 will win this goddamn car!
Jesus, that was so asinine. Oh my god. I'm still laughing about it. And by the way, I was cracking jokes on Twitter, so I'm sorry if I blew up your feed, but I was having so much fun making fun of everybody, because it was way too easy this year. Oh, let's see. Fable Legends.
Microsoft just did pretty good this year. It was surprising.
Yeah, that's what killed me. They actually did well, and they had a lineup of games.
They didn't have no shitty gimmick like, TV sports and all that, and having kids come out and try and make us feel.
They didn't mention TV.
They didn't mention TV. They hardly mentioned the Kinect at all.
Look, they've given up.
Not at all.
They've given up on Kinect. Kinect is dead.
And look at that! They're starting to succeed now! They have more respect in the public eye! You should have dropped that thing from the start!
Are you saying when they stop trying to mimic other companies, they actually do well in their own right?
Wow.
Holy
They're
shit.
finally learning. Way to go, Microsoft.
And the hilarious thing is, their lineup was really good this year, but we've seen this exact lineup years ago. Because Gears of War is a thing. The new Fable had a really lackluster trailer. That I didn't even know that was Fable until they told me it was Fable. It was really funny. And, of course, Halo, all that good shit.
Halo 5 Guardians, we added a subtitle so you know it's gonna suck.
It was kind of funny, because as soon as that demo started up, I honestly thought it was Doom. I was like, wow, this Doom trailer is really cool looking.
World exclusive.
God, I hated that. I was cracking so many jokes about that just because it's a world exclusive.
World exclusive.
Cuphead is an Xbox One exclusive.
Oh, Cuphead.
I'll have you come over and play it.
I want to fuck that game.
Right in the 30s.
I don't know if I'm, being sarcastic or not, or if I'm being literal or not, but if there was a game I wanted to have sex with, it would be that game. Holy shit.
Besides Bloodborne and Dark Souls, and just have a big old orgy of games.
No, I wanna make love to those games. Cuphead, I wanna have a nasty, artsy fuck like I did with Castle Crashers. You know what I'm talking about? It's just that game. It looks that damn good. Oh my god.
Yeah, emulating that style, that old-fashioned style, and making it consistent throughout, that is an achievement. I don't know how they did it.
They captured the fleshing style of animation to the letter, to the D, to every little motion they make, every little facial expression. It looks like a fucking cartoon from the 30s. How do you do that?
Congratulations, indie crowd.
That's what you're supposed to do with indie games. Oh my god. Fund them and make them wonderful and magic. Oh, crap.
What else? Before we get to Microsoft's headliner, the HoloLens. Microsoft's jump into the virtual world, into virtual reality, looked awesome.
Last night, I picked up Minecraft. I don't know if it was because I saw that table collapse into itself.
That is probably the biggest advancement in technology I've seen on an E3 floor. That was astounding.
That left me speechless. I was like, oh, what's this gimmicky thing gonna be? Wow. I was like, this can't be, how do you set that up? I was like racking my brain thinking, how do you set up the HoloLens so it does that so everybody else can see? I mean, I don't understand. How do they set that up? How much would that cost? How would you be able to install that? Does the resolution change? Does it work too well? I mean, holy crap. And that's what an E3 conference should be.
Exactly. That's like future technology. We shouldn't even have that yet.
Yeah. It's really good. Microsoft did great this year.
Yep, and then they showed Gears of War 4, or what I'd like to call Gears of I Can't Fucking See a Thing. That game's dark. They better fix that before it comes out.
Gears of the Last of Us.
Gears of the Last of Us starring Rise Kujikawa. I love Laura Bailey so much.
Yeah, I could tell.
All right, you want to move on to EA? This is where it gets funny.
Yes, EA.
They had a strategy. Okay? Here was their strategy.
To make me care about these games as little as possible, I didn't care about a single fucking thing on their list.
Now, here's... And I actually pieced this together before they even did it. Here was their strategy. Tell you about Star Wars. Save it for the end. And interweave the sports talk between other games you don't care about. And that's exactly what they did. They started out by saying, we all know you want Star Wars. Wait till the end of the show. And then they showed game, sports. Game, sports. Game, talking with Pele. Even more sports. Another game. And then Star Wars. Yeah, Pele was on stage talking about soccer.
Yeah, my brain had a double take on that. It's like, Pele. Wait, Pele? He's like 70! What the fuck are you doing bringing him on stage to E3? Was Beckham not available?
What was Electronic Arts smoking?
Jeez.
Because they started out well. They mentioned Star Wars and then said, hey, guess what? Look, it's Mass Effect. It's not dead. You're only getting a teaser, but you know it's coming. Okay.
Mass Effect to me is dead after Mass Effect 3.
Let's see. Then Need for Speed, saw that coming. Star Wars: The Old Republic got an expansion. I didn't think people were still playing that.
I thought the servers were down.
Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2!
No, why, how could you,
yes.
Why with the how, why, how,
Zombie
no.
comes out to Highway to the Danger Zone. That was stupid!
I remember playing the first Plants vs. Zombies. It was the Game of the Year edition and all the expansive content, and it had just so much charm to it. It had the great piano music, one of my, really, not one of my favorite, but one of my most beloved original soundtracks for how original it was. And it's just, all of it was just really fantastic and fun to play. And now we got Garden fucking Warfare 2. It's a goddamn shooter series now! Kill me!
You want to know the funny part about that? Speaking of Plants vs. Zombies, that night I bought it on Steam, the Game of the Year edition, for like $2, and I've been having more fun with that than ever looking at Garden Warfare ever.
I know, right? It's so good.
Alright, so let's go through the sports. FIFA, NHL, NBA, Madden, and then all of a sudden Minions Paradise? See, really? The Minions. Okay. So you have full reigns over the Minions. Cool.
Do you know why they did that? Because the Despicable Me free-to-play games on iOS did really good, and they wanted to get a thing of that.
Yep. It's the only reason they did it. Guarantee it.
It's not because of the movies, not because of the interest, it's because of the money generating from the free-to-play games, and they wanted to get another thing in the mobile market because they're evil bastards.
Yep, and apparently there was another Star Wars game called Galaxy of Heroes, but I missed that one somehow.
More Star Wars.
Like I was busy editing while the sports talk was talking. I got a lot done that night. Let's say that.
Star Wars Episode 7 is coming out, and so there's going to be bleeding Star Wars games left and right from EA.
Yeah, I know.
So what we're going to do is let's have an umbrella, wait until the shit drops, and see what actually looks pretty good to eat.
Okay. There were a couple of really good jokes that were going around the internet while EA was going on. The first one being NBA. They said, you can finally press a button and drop the ball whenever you want. And it took until NBA Live 16 for you to be able to drop the ball whenever you want? Okay. And another really funny joke that was going around actually has to do with another game that I'm actually interested in, Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
I didn't like the first Mirror's Edge. I don't know why I should care about the second one. And it's not just because of the gameplay, it's because of everything else about it, too.
I kind of liked Mirror's Edge. I actually should finish it because I am interested in it. Not from a story perspective, but I love the idea of first-person parkour. But the main bad guy, you know, the white guy that is wearing a suit and should be petting a cat, all James Bond-like.
Oh, yes, of course.
He looks exactly like the CEO of EA. There's a comparison picture out there online that shows EA's CEO and the main bad guy in Mirror's Edge, so that's got to be an employee just poking fun. They're probably fired by now. And then wrapped it up with Star Wars, which is running on the Frostbite engine, and it looks gorgeous.
Everybody's also talking about Unravel as well.
We'll save that for Sony. That was Sony's baby, I think.
Well, that's EA.
Really?
That's EA, yeah.
How did I miss that? Really?
It's EA. Yeah, it's EA.
Well, I thought that was the most adorable game of the show.
The way I see it, you know...
It was. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
My brain always makes comparisons whenever I see these quote-unquote original titles. So
Kirby.
I look at that game, I think Kirby's Epic Yarn and Flower combined into one. I could save myself $40 and just play those two games in a row and I'd get the same experience. Of course, I'm a cheap bastard like that.
That presentation, though, that was probably the most human of any speaker I saw at E3. Because he looked legitimately afraid to be standing in front of a group of people and talking about his own game. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I'll give Unravel a look later. And also Yarny 2016. There better not be an amiibo of Yarny. So that wraps up the most embarrassing of the conferences. Want to run over to Ubisoft?
Yep, Microsoft is still in the lead right now in terms of best conference, so, and EA is in the running for worst. I'm not counting Bethesda because it's their first year, and that's not fair to put them in the running.
We'll put them in the, fourth place. Like, fourth place, you still get a trophy, but it's, bronze.
Wooden Spoon Award, how's that?
There we go, we'll give them the wooden spoon. It's a good job, you tried, but this is still your first.
But now let's move on to Ubisoft, who,
Ubisoft! Hey guys, we're all adults here, but that doesn't mean you need to have Aisha Tyler cussing on stage all the goddamn time.
Again, I didn't see Ubisoft's E3 press conference, but you just have to say the words Aisha Tyler and... She has her place in the comedy world. It's not on the fucking E3 stage, because every single year she goes up on the stage, makes a mockery of herself, of Ubisoft, and the gaming community. No, 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 no.
She is a very talented comedian. A Ubisoft press conference is not the place to show that off.
No, I mean, I love you on Who's Line. Stay there.
Get back to your other comedy show. They miss you.
You're not wanted here. Now let's talk about games.
So you missed Ubisoft's conference, right?
I got the games. Yeah, the line.
They started out with two awesome-looking games. The new South Park game, which Trey Parker and Matt Stone came out to introduce themselves.
I guess that means I gotta play the first one now.
Exactly. First one's like $15. I'm going for it. I gotta try it now.
And I have no choice.
But the new IP, For Honor.
It didn't look that interesting to me. Just because I've played a lot of medieval games, and every medieval game looks the same to me.
Really? Because it actually looks like... Well, you can choose between a bunch of different classes, but that's not why it caught my eye. What mainly caught my eye were the showdowns. Like one-on-one sword fights, and other people can come in and help their ally with that sword fight against you, so it can become outnumbered.
Yeah, I can see that turning into a butt-fuck rage quit.
Oh, it looks really cool, and also it was introduced by a real-life pirate. And that was cool enough. So, Ubisoft, you have my attention for your new IP, but I do have to see more. Really cool, though. Gotta see more, though.
I think Ubisoft is trying hard to be a better company. I think they've seen their mistakes in the past, and they're trying to fix that. Because Ubisoft can be a good company. They can be.
Can be.
They can be. They make and publish great games. Yeah. They can do it. They can do it. It's the difference between Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed 4, and Assassin's Creed 5.
You know what doesn't help them, though? Showing off 3 Tom Clancy games.
Yeah.
Really? 3?
I don't care about Tom Clancy games because I can't play Tom Clancy games.
Yeah, No. I don't care. Oh, and, I think I should make a note here. From Ubisoft's press conference onward, I was watching a live stream. I was watching, Chip Cheesum's live stream where, he and his friends would riff on the conferences. And...
we should do that.
Yeah, as soon as I can figure out the technology, I'm definitely gonna do that. But Ubisoft, the entire time, he was going, "Where's Beyond Good and Evil 2? Where is it?" And they were making some really good jokes, but the punchline comes in Sony's press conference, and we'll get to that in a bit. What else did they have? They had Trials Fusion, they had The Crew, they had Just Dance, where Kanye actually came in, sang and danced. That was really fucking boring. A lot of Tom Clancy. They showed off a new trailer for Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Which I'm kind of interested about. I mean, to me, I think Assassin's Creed Syndicate is supposed to be the Assassin's Creed game that makes Assassin's Creed go, okay, enough fucking around. Unity, that was old news. We're back at our form now. We're gonna fix what's wrong. Seriously. Because they already got a female protagonist. It's in a brand new, undiscovered time of history that they haven't explored yet. You know, it's shaping to be pretty alright.
Yeah, that's what caught me about this new one too, is I'm actually interested because it has Victorian England, and the first thing that came to mind is Jack the Ripper going to be a Templar?
Bloodborne.
Whatever. I don't play overrated games.
Bloodborne.
And this was also the year of female protagonists, because Ubisoft made a dumbass statement last year saying they were too difficult to program. Well, now everyone's putting in female characters.
That makes me laugh every single time.
It's too hard to program my ass. You just didn't think of it.
I love playing female protagonists. It's fun.
It is. I don't know why more people do it, but now this year it's like Year of the Female, so...
I think it's because we spent like 20 years plus playing the same buff, gravelly voiced macho male protagonist, and everybody knows that guy. You know, we've seen it. It's been played out, but you don't hardly ever play as a girl too much in games, do you? Well, you do now. You got the option to, but it's interesting.
That's why I love when the option is there. I always do that. It's like, I don't want to play as Mr. Gravel Voice, I want to play as a female.
Or you could do Saints Row, and you could play as a female as Mr. Gravel Voice.
I forgot you could do that. I haven't played a Saints Row game, that's probably my problem.
I got a problem with Saints Row. I didn't like the first one too much. The second one didn't interest me because it didn't look good enough. And the third one, I can't get out of the custom creator character mode because I can't find a good avatar to go with. I don't know who to go with, man.
Oh my god, are you serious?
I agonize over that kind of shit.
Oh my god.
Deranged like that.
Oh, good lord.
Deranged like Sony.
Yep, Ubisoft doesn't have anything else, so, let's move on.
They were boring, but they're not the worst, press conference.
No, Electronic Arts are still losing. Ubisoft's right ahead of you, unfortunately.
You have Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. That's about a guaranteed loser.
And also, you brought in Pele, for God's sake. That was stupid. Let me preface something for Sony's, real quick.
Okay.
Let me preface it with this. The only reason that I consider Sony the winner is because they made the impossible possible. But even before we started, that live stream I was watching, this is where the punchline comes in. Every single person in that live stream had a bingo card. They made their own custom bingo cards for each of the conferences. And, you know, if they had funny things like Nathan Drake was the free space because he's so gosh darn handsome.
He was there.
So some other things were The Last Guardian being announced.
Hey.
That was a place on the bingo. The another place on the bingo was The Last Guardian is pushed back. So you can see kind of the things they had on their bingo board. But one thing that wasn't on the bingo board, and what Chip mentioned specifically is, well, if they announce something impossible like Final Fantasy VII Remake, just fuck E3 and this bingo card, because nothing else matters. So let's start with Sony. The first thing they showed was The Last Guardian along with a release date. Release window, excuse me. So that's one impossible thing brought back from the dead. Okay? And then they announce a new IP, which looks fucking awesome.
Is that Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yes, Horizon Zero Dawn.
It looks like there's too much talking.
I think they're trying to pull a Naughty Dog.
It's like the same problem I had with the original Kid Icarus Uprising trailer. Like, gameplay is happening, and there's just constant talking. Constant stating the obvious. Like Sonic Boom, you know?
I still think they're trying to pull a Naughty Dog, which we were talking about this earlier, how their contextual cues are real life. There is no video game when those contextual cues come in.
Yeah.
Because they know how it all works. And I think this developer, who's behind Horizon? Is that... Oh, it's Guerrilla Games. Oh. Okay. So, yeah, the guys behind Killzone are trying to pull a Naughty Dog.
They're trying to bring Killzone into the more medieval setting.
Mm-hmm.
Something new. Give them a shot. Why not? Hey, who knows? It could be good.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I mean, you're like a cave woman with a bow and arrow taking down robotic dinosaurs. That's cool. I mean, I thought it was. Let's see. Then we got Hitman. I guess that's cool, you know.
Sure.
Square Enix can have what they want.
Yeah.
Dreams. That's Media Molecule's new game, which I'm not going to be good at it. But I know other people will make something amazing.
Alright, if we want to talk dumbest trailer of the show, I think Dreams is kind of up there.
Really?
What the fuck am I looking at?
Creativity!
A metal version of row your fucking boat? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that was dumb.
How am I supposed to take that game seriously when you throw that shit in right then and there? Well, sorry, Media Molecule, you don't have a customer in me. But you also forgot about Street Fighter V.
Street Fighter V, and I actually found out that night why it's PS3, why it's Sony exclusive. Because Sony paid for it. And since Capcom doesn't have a leg to stand on when it comes to funding, yeah, it's going to be an exclusive for Sony.
Xbox doesn't get this great fighting game.
But you know what Microsoft could do? Fund Resident Evil 2 Remake, which wasn't at the show, go figure.
Wah.
One of my wildest dreams wasn't there. Let's see, they talk Destiny.
If you're not like, there's either two kinds of people. Either you're into Destiny and you fucking love it, or you haven't played Destiny and you don't give two shits about it. Obviously, we fall in the latter.
Mm-hmm, because I've played Halo before.
But I know people who, like, stay up hours upon hours and have full-time jobs who play Destiny.
Yep.
Messed up. Firewatch? Did you see the Firewatch trailer?
It
looks good!
I don't remember what it looked... Wait, the first-person adventure game. Let me read about it real quick. Oh, yeah, that one! That one does look good!
That looks really good!
Yeah!
Like, holy shit!
So, I can't wait for that. It's on PS4, so I'm gonna have to wait a while, but looks okay.
I think it's on PC, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. Okay, maybe I'll go for that then. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, that was boring.
I kinda like No Man's Sky.
It wasn't presented well during the conference. Did you notice that?
Well, how can you present a game that's literally supposed to be designed to be practically infinite?
Well, he sounded so bored, though. It's like, hey, here's my game. Here's what you do in it. Money fish.
It's like trying... Well, okay, go onto a stage and try and present Minecraft. Okay, we're gonna walk on here, dig into this whole...
Here's what you can do in Minecraft. You could pick up blocks and you could put down blocks. And I'm not. I'm making millions upon billions of dollars on this.
Well, so, I'm giving No Man's Sky a chance, because it looks like you can do a whole lot more than... It's like, it's so impossibly big, it's... Like, you can't even comprehend how big it is.
Oh, you can go right ahead. It looks boring to me.
I like exploration games anyway. I like to explore. Be an adventurer.
I'm just going to go through everything else Sony had before we get to the other two Impossible games. How about that?
Well, so we'll end with the two Impossible games?
Yep, we'll end with that.
Then we can move on to World of Final Fantasy. Fuck no!
It looks like fun. Of course, it's on Vita, so that's probably where I'm going to play it at, because I don't have PS4.
It looks so saccharine and so twee for a series I know can be dark at times. You know, once upon a time, in a land of the smallest of the small, there was no!
We have games we already knew about. Ass Creed Syndicate, Batman Arkham Knight, which looks better every time I look at it, by the way. Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which kinda has my attention because you have a move that can make guys puke.
I haven't cared about Call of Duty since... I never did.
That was a trick question.
Yeah.
Disney Infinity, Star Wars Battlefront, and Sony ended their conference with a demo of Uncharted 4. Very good choice. It was a very long demo, and it fucked up. I
don't care about Uncharted, which is kind of bad because I got a Sony console. I better care about it, but I haven't played the first 3. They don't interest me, and, well,
yeah,
the 4th one shouldn't matter to me then.
I'm working my way through the trilogy. I have it here at home, and I want to play through it because I've always been interested in it. I just never had the system or the games to play it. But Uncharted 4 is looking really good. And that's how Sony ended their conference. So what was right in the middle?
Rewind and let's see gaming history fucking made.
So, The Last Guardian was the first Impossible game to show up during Sony's press conference. Everyone was like, yay, the rumors were true, it's actually true. And then Square Enix comes out with a trailer. What could this trailer be? It's going through, it's talking a lot of jibber-jabber, there's really good CG going on, this must be in-game engine work.
I love Sony press conferences for this one reason. Last year, I forgot what last year was. I forgot, but the year before it was when they were announcing that the PS4 would support used games, and the entire stadium just erupted. The year before that, it was announcing that the PS Vita was going to be only be $250, which made the stadium erupt even more. So that's a Sony conference right there, when people just shout and scream and overjoyed with what they see. That's what I want to see. And look what happened.
Final Fantasy VII is getting a remake, and that's where the punchline comes in for the bingo cards, because every person that was talking on the live stream exploded. They were like, fuck everything, E3 is over. Final Fantasy VII is getting the Impossible remake.
Yep. They got it.
And it's not a Sony exclusive.
Nope, but it's coming first to PS4.
First to PS4. That's what a lot of people missed. Right at the end of that trailer, they said, coming first to PS4.
Well, it's coming first to PS4, and it was on Sony's conference, so, you know, that's great, it's coming to Xbox One, so you get it too, but I'm sorry, Sony wins because of that, and one other game.
One other game which has... It's kind of shady how they did it.
No, wait. Let's just stay on Final Fantasy VII for a second, because I think that this is either going to be the best thing ever, or they're gonna fuck it up like fucking Square Enix normally does.
I think they have pretty solid grounds to stand on, seeing as how all they have to do is update everything.
They're gonna make changes, though. They've already mentioned they're gonna make some necessary changes, they said.
Well, to update it. That's what I mean.
I don't know what that means.
You just don't have any faith in Square Enix.
No! I don't have any faith, because every time I have faith in them, they dash it away and stomp on my heart.
Maybe Square Enix isn't the company for you.
Maybe they're not.
Go back to your Bloodborne.
I'm gonna go back to my From Software. I'll go check out E3 when they have a press conference.
They won't, ever.
Fuck.
They're third party. They're a big third party, but, yeah, they're not getting their own conference.
Big party will be getting bigger, though.
Sony announced a third Impossible game. This was Sony's year to release impossible games, but it's not the way you think.
Shenmue fucking 3.
Kickstarter. They announced Shenmue 3's Kickstarter.
I think people are just really nervous because anything could go wrong, like how so many other trilogies and series go wrong in this case.
Well, I actually did some reading and I found out why Sony went the Kickstarter route. Yeah, it was set at $2 million. That's reasonable.
It's made about 3.5 by now.
It's up there, and I made a joke about this, but it actually happened. Sony crashed Kickstarter with Shenmue 3. There was no getting on Kickstarter that night because so many people were going there to back it. There was too much traffic to get onto Kickstarter.
If that doesn't prove that people want Shenmue 3, I don't think anything will.
Well, that's why they pulled a Kickstarter. If you want this, and you fund that $2 million, which of course got funded in like 9 hours, go figure, they said, alright, looks like you want it, we'll back half the project. So Sony is putting their money into the ring to help this game, they just had to see if we wanted it first. That's smart.
But people are worried that with Sony's backing and, pretty much co-producing this, that they're gonna make changes. But I think they've done a lot to tell us that they're behind Yu Suzuki the entire way.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got too. They're not going to touch it as much as people think they are.
They might make some changes, like, nah, I don't think we need an abortion scene there, or even at all, or even no, don't know.
It's more like Sony's sitting back in their big chair while the game is being made. And if they see something that's kind of, like off, they'll say, can you tweak that a bit? Because they're not going to come in and completely overhaul it. They're going to let the creators do what they do best.
Having Sony as a publisher is a very good thing, because they focus on making very good games.
Right, and they're not going to let a piece of crap fly through.
I mean,
that's another good thing.
I got to point at Bloodborne again. That's pretty much Dark Souls through the Sony filter, and, well, turned out to be pretty damn fucking good.
Well, I think it's also because Sony backed that with money, didn't they? That's why they got exclusivity?
Well, yeah. But this is also PS4 PC.
Oh, it's on PC too?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that part. I think everything's going to be for PC. There is no exclusivity anymore. Can we just all agree to that?
I think that I think that's because with PS4, Xbox One, and PC being, interchangeable parts pretty much, they have very similar sort of technology. I think that a lot of games are going to get ported to PC, because it'll be a cheaper way to appeal to a broader consumer base.
I agree. And can I point out something hilarious?
What?
So as massive excitement is happening, because not only Final Fantasy, but Shenmue 3, so people are going nuts. And then they start to show Call of Duty footage, and everybody stops caring, because they're still like catching their breath from hearing about 2 more impossible games. They also showed, and this is sad to me, but everybody else is laughing, and I'm kind of laughing too, because it's totally the truth. Sony stopped caring about the Vita about the same time Microsoft stopped caring about the Kinect, because they had a montage in the middle of their conference showing off Vita games. And that's all the limelight Vita got.
It's a thing, alright.
It certainly is a thing. It's the game you play Persona 4 dancing all night on, and that's it.
It's practically just the Wii
The
U
niche mobile.
gamepad to the PS4.
Yeah, the niche mobile. You can play games that wouldn't normally come onto consoles, yay.
Criminal Girls.
Look, that wasn't my decision to bring it onto the Vita, okay? And people still bitched about that game. Because, heaven forbid, we censor young girls being punished. The Vita's weird. I own 2 of them.
Well, Sony is definitely the winner, because they had the most powerhouse impossible announcements. I mean, Shenmue 3 and FF7 Remake in the same fucking hour? That's impossible. So they win. They definitely win.
I'd like to contest that.
Oh, you contest that?
I'm gonna contest that, yeah. Sony didn't announce as much as Microsoft. And while they did announce games that were impossible, they weren't first parties. Because the very next day, Square Enix showed the exact same trailer for Final Fantasy VII. So, Sony got to it first.
And then I point to Shenmue 3.
Yeah, but only a certain amount of people actually played the other Shenmue games. And it was also being done by Kickstarter. It wasn't just, bringing it out and saying, hey, look at this. It's a thing. No, you have to make it a thing.
But we're gonna make it a thing. So now it's gonna be a thing. So
because of the audience. Because of the audience, that's why it's going to be a thing.
So how much better of a conference can you be when it's about the people?
It's a tie.
Is it a tie?
I would say so, yeah. Sony and Microsoft showed off about the exact same amount of games that people were either excited for or stuff that was brand new. Which, by the way, I just remembered Microsoft had a new IP, but I've already forgotten about it, and so did everybody else. Oh yeah, it was ReCore.
Oh yeah, I can't remember because of Shenmue fucking 3!
Yes, but you're probably one of the only ones who have actually played it. And it was also done by Kickstarter.
Yeah, I'm one of the only ones that people have played, even though I haven't played the original 2, and yet everyone else has given so much money it crashed the servers.
But backwards compatibility.
Shit, you're right.
Yeah, so I'm still saying it's a tie.
Okay, how about we do this? Sony still won, because they still won, but Microsoft was way closer than they've ever been in years. They certainly beat Nintendo! Perfect segue into Nintendo.
Well, how about we do a different segment, because I kind of wanted to do this E3 recap in two pieces. I want to see, what was your favorite game shown on the first day? Like, out of everything that was shown on the day of the 4 conferences.
My favorite game on the first day? Oh. Let me think.
And you can go to Wikipedia, too. I'm on that list, too. Just in case you need specific names.
It's probably either the Rare Collection for being such a perfect fucking idea, Dark Souls 3 because...
Duh.
Or, Shenmue 3, you know. Those were the 3 major ones for me, I think. I mean, Final Fantasy VII is still amazing, but I know where they can go from here.
Yeah, it's because you, ye of little faith.
Me of Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah. Did you actually buy that one? Or did you only play it online?
I bought it. I gave it a chance.
Why?
I thought it could be good. I thought they would impress me. And
No, you heard from everybody and their mother that Final Fantasy 13 was bad.
But I wanted to give it a chance. And I gave it a chance, and it failed me, and so Square Enix has failed me.
Just because of actually a trilogy of games that were all equally terrible.
Several other times. They killed Grandia.
What's a Grandia?
Exactly!
Well, you know, the obvious winner of E3 was Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2.
Oh yeah, let me get that air horn!
God. Oh, it was awful! That was dumb!
And we're not even at Nintendo's conference yet, which will be next time.
Well, if you really want my winners for day one, I'm either gonna have to give it to... Hold on, I'm looking through the list. Horizon Zero Dawn was definitely a looker, and I really want to see more just because it had my attention and it kept it, which is very, very rare.
Now it needs to maintain it.
And the Rare Replay Collection is, again, one of the best ideas that Microsoft's had in years.
They have this company with an IP full of several excellent games. Put some use to it. And they did. Good job.
Special shout out to the new South Park game. It looks hysterical. And I also want to give another shout out to the HoloLens. I still can't believe we're in the future.
Keep forgetting about that too, because Shenmue 3 and Final Fantasy VII overshadow everything else. Now I see where the tie comes into play, because Microsoft had future tech, and Sony had impossibly great games that are coming.
Right, and that's what's overshadowing everything is Sony announced impossibility. Microsoft announced future possibilities.
Yeah.
So that's why I still think it's a tie, because I've had a chance to, cool off and think about it and what they actually showed. So, good job to everybody. High fives all around, because you deserve it. How about next time on the Orange Peripheral, we'll talk the other half of E3, and we're gonna have some fun, and then we'll do our winners and losers, like what we thought was the worst and was the best. But the next one's gonna be funny.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Metroid Prime Federation?